What's up, guys? Like and subscribe below. Look at my content. If you have any questions sales-wise, comment them below. I always need new information for new videos, so if you have something you want to learn about or you have a question, hit me up in the comments. Please like and subscribe. It helps the YouTube algorithm. I really appreciate it. I'm trying to grow to 1,000 subs as quick as I can. I'm at 200. Let's keep pumping it up. So today's video, I'm going to talk about when it's time to move on. Now, in sales in particular, there's a few things that you have to be attuned to with yourself and a few things you have to be attuned to with other people. Being a salesperson, you should have some, interpersonal, or intelligence when it comes to emotions, emotional intelligence. You should have this sense or feeling. The number one thing is you hate the process. You hate the process. Number two, you are mad about money. Number three, they don't deliver. Number four, the product isn't what is promised. So what do I mean by these four factors? Now, there are more factors. Comment below if there's other ones. These are the big four, in my opinion, when a salesperson needs to move on. Look at selling something else. Number one, you hate the process. You get up and you're like, man, I hate cold calling. Man, I hate going out to people's houses. If you do home improvements, I hate measuring, or I hate dealing with this. I hate overcoming objections. I hate selling granite. I hate selling, XYZ. I hate insurance. You hate whatever the product is. You just hate the concept of it. There are salespeople out there that will sell a product that they hate because they think it's the best. It's the best way to make money. It's not. If you hate it, you'll never make as much money. So if you ever get that inclination, you hate the process. You hate doing the paperwork. And when I say hate, I mean you despise it to the point where you will put it off and you won't do it. That's a big step. That's a sign that you need to look somewhere else because this isn't a good fit for you. So that's number one. Number two, you're always griping about the money. Part of that is your own performance. Comes back to number one. If you hate the process, you're not going to sell as well. You're not going to make as much money. Very simple. The other thing you have to look at is how is this paid throughout the industry? Insurance is really cut and clean. This is the comp levels. Here they are. You sell this much. Perfect. Other industries not like that. I've seen home improvement companies. Some start at a 5% commission all the way up to a 15% commission on a sold item in the same industry, which is crazy. That means one guy made a lot more money per sale. So the question then becomes, is comp the reason you hate the process? Or do you hate the process and you're not selling, therefore you're mad about the money? So it kind of comes back to the first thing, but at the same time, you want to be in a position where they're paying you fairly for your work. If you've been at a company for a long time and you perform at a high level, if you're not at the top of the curve, it doesn't hurt to ask. And that could be all it is. If company policy is we pay 5% and you're the top salesperson 2 years in a row or last year, you could say, hey, I want to make 6. I want to make 10. What are the thoughts? Worst they can say is no. And at least then you know where you're at. You know what you can do. And that's something I hear a lot. As soon as salespeople start complaining about money, normally they're moving on to sell something else. And it normally stems from the first one. Number 3, they don't deliver. They being twofold. I'm going to write you as the person and the company. What do I mean by that? If you don't deliver means you don't do the process. You don't buy into what you're selling. You don't believe it. You're not interested in it. You don't believe what the company told you or trained you to do. You're not following the steps. The company either didn't train you, which is very common, or they don't deliver. Meaning you say, hey, we're going to deliver this product in 2 weeks. It costs $10,000. We take XYZ up front, collect the rest upon completion. 2 weeks comes along and they're not out there installing it. Just like with insurance, if you sign up for XYZ carrier, they offer this benefit. Happens all the time. People can't use it. they didn't deliver. That is a big flag for me. If the company does not deliver, meaning you're selling a product, it looks good on paper, but then once it actually gets to the homeowner, it doesn't really work. That's something that is a quick reason for me to move on. Period. The company did not deliver. I went out, I made promises to people, I wrote down things, I literally put a contract together and had them sign and took their money. Therefore, I have to believe in the product that I'm talking about so that I can recommend it to other people. If I can't believe in it, I'm on to the next product, no questions asked. And that actually kind of brings me down to this. The product is what was promised. Now, what does that mean? Sometimes there are salespeople that get a little bit overzealous and they oversell a product. They just oversell it entirely. That's something you want to watch out for. If you have to oversell a product to get someone to buy it, it will never deliver because you had to oversell it. So you have to make sure the expectation matches the reality. I absolutely believe in charging the most price, the top price. If you do a great job, have a great product, and you offer value, there's no reason you should not be one of the most expensive vendors. The problem, though, is you cannot have the most expensive prices for things and then deliver subpar quality or deliver exactly what it is. You can't change, you can't say, oh, this roof could fly, it could cure cancer, it's going to lower your power bill to 0, and then you put the roof on and their power bill's almost exactly the same or slightly better. You can't oversell it. If the company or you has to oversell the product, it's not what it actually is, you're really pushing it to sell it, it's time to move on. Because that's either something you don't believe in, like I said before at the first one, it's not worth it, or it's not morally correct to push something that you have to oversell. Expectation has to match reality, period. And if these 4 things come together, if I check these boxes just like this, I'm quitting that job most likely that day. I've never seen one where I had all 4. Normally it's a combination of this one and this one, or this one and that one, or vice versa. If you have all 4 of these in one company or product, it's time to move on immediately. It's just, you're not going to excel there because you're mad about the money. You don't believe in the process. The company's not going to deliver. You're not going to do what you're supposed to do. And the expectations don't match reality when the customer gets the product. It's going to be a nightmare. It's like, don't do it. It's like the Fire Festival. Don't do it. Anyway, like and subscribe. If anybody knows what the Fire Festival is, comment below. Talk to you guys soon.